Hello, all my beautiful stitching friends. This is Sandy, the Sunroom Stitcher, and I'm coming to you from the very crisp and cold and icy folds of the lilac thicket. It is Monday, January 3rd, 2022, and Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you had a good New Year. I hope you had a good Christmas. Um, and as for me, it was a bit of a stressful Christmas. Um, and the following day was too. Just some stuff going on in the family that I don't really want to get into. But New Year's was quiet. I was visiting the inside of my eyelids when the new year came charging in at midnight. Excuse my wonky sweater. I don't know if it's my shoulder or whether it's me, but the sweater is wonky. And the next time that I come to you, I may have short hair. I'm about ready to chop the darn stuff off. So, anyways, like I said, Happy New Year to you. I have had a difficult time trying to stay warm. We had rain, which turned to ice, which it snowed on top of that. And we had like a high of 6 degrees on New Year's. And then yesterday the high was 16. And I think it's supposed to be warmer today. They were so smart, they were, that yesterday evening, not yesterday, it would have been, yeah, it was yesterday morning. They were out with the snow plows, scraping the snow off of the ice and leaving the ice behind. People just zooming up and down this street like mad. The ambulance, the fire station is about a mile west of here, and of course we live on a main artery, which the emergency workers travel up and down. But boy, oh boy, they were busy Christmas Eve day. They were busy. They were really busy New Year's Eve day, and really, really New Year's. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. It's been incredible. People out there acting really stupid and dumb. Oren and I, we stayed home the whole weekend. He did go out to Walmart yesterday. And as you can well imagine, my husband comes from a much warmer climate than he lives in at this time. His country, very close to the equator. So it's a tropical rainforest in Guyana, and he absolutely does drive like a Guyanese in the snow. He's the only man I know who goes out to shovel snow in his flip-flops. Sad, true. Anyways, I took him to work this morning so I could have the car because I have a doctor's appointment. And for some reason, I'm not stressed, but I'm very anxious about going to see the doctor. And I love my doctor, he's great. So I'm trying to do something to keep me occupied until it's time for me to head off. One wonderful thing that happened is that Medicare kicked in. My Medicare plan kicked in on January 1st. So, because this is my birthday month. So, yeah, wow. So I get to hand them my Medicare medical card, and I've got a great plan. A great plan. It's one of the Medicare D. I'm not going to have to pay anything to go to this visit. I mean, this is a better plan than when I was working. How about that? So stitching wise, let's get to some stitching news. Some stitching news is I have stitched every single day except for Christmas Day and the day after Christmas. And my mind just was, it was almost like I had a hangover from all of the stress on Christmas. Orrin and I stayed home on Christmas Day, and that was difficult. It's very hard for me to I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to get into that. So yeah. So I have stitched every single day except for 2 days. And you might not think that I have made that much progress on my Gloriana, but I have. And I'm trying to see this light here, trying to make this light. Look at this thing. You can see that it's just absolutely stunning. I finished up, I think the last video, I finished the stitching, but maybe I had not. I don't remember. Maybe I hadn't finished the center. I don't really remember. But then I started on the motifs to the left of it. And I did stitch down a motif on the border. And as soon as I get done with this, I'll start down here. But then the first word underneath here will be Gloria. And actually the purples look purple, which is good. They're lavender. And up here in these little squares, it's green. And these little crosses here are green. So this is the center motif in this row of motifs. So then I will have another one of those here, and then I will finish up with this one over here. The center one looks just like this. So, and if you go to my blog, you'll see some close-up pictures. But this center motif here, let's see if I can show you. Everything on it is outlined except for these gray icicles or crystal looking things. And everything else, all the other motifs and stuff have backstitching in them, or are backstitch. The black single strand, there is no metallic in the back stitching, but it just stunning. Patricia Andrelay was so good at designing, and back stitching brings out the jewel tones, and not in this light, but in the picture that let me try and turn this light and see if I can get it different. No, it doesn't look. You can almost get a tinge of red in there, and the center of it is a black cross, but to look at it you would think it was all like a deep garnet. It goes from a lighter deep garnet to a darker deep garnet. It's just stunning the way she uses and plays with the colors, and I'm in love with this. I'm not I'm happy with the fabric that I chose because it really sets off the design well. But if you're interested in seeing better pictures, please go to my blog, which is listed below. So, and my goal each day is to stitch at least one motif. Didn't get that done yesterday, but as I said, I'm a little bit apprehensive or anxious about this doctor's visit. I shouldn't be. So I did get a present from my husband, and in talking with Leslie, she says, well, maybe you need to tell him what to get you. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. She said, well, what would you like? And I said, I'd like something romantic, like a piece of jewelry or something like that. And she said, well, just tell him. And I said, no, I don't want to do that. I want him to think of it on his own. Because if I have to say this, that, or that, the other thing, it just doesn't seem right to me. So he was in bed when he had set it here on my desk for Christmas morning, and so I opened it up while I was Skyping with Leslie, and I got this organizer, a pantry organizer it's called, but actually it stands up about 2.5 inches tall, maybe 3, but it fits my floss bags perfectly. So I put all of my my beads and my floss in here for Gloria. So, and I do like it. I do like it. Now, we're going to talk about, I went a little wild on the stash. I actually wasn't going to tell you about some of it. I was going to fudge, but I said, no, Sandy Joe, no. You can't not do that. You can't do that. So I spent about probably about $50, just around $51 in the past 2 weeks. The first thing that I'm going to share with you is I had seen this stitched up by someone on the Just Nan Facebook page probably in April, and they've been out of it 1, 2, 3. So I finally got an email saying that they had received it, and there we go. No. Maybe not. Well, hell. Here we go. This is a Spider Moon, and I loved it for the motifs that it has in it. Some of the ghosts, the skeletons, the black cats are really cute. A little witch's face, the bats. I just thought that was in the cemetery, the tombstones and stuff down there. Loved it. It also came with some beads and a charm, and it was actually $14.39 and $3.49 shipping and handling. But the little charm is a Grim Reaper. Cameras. Not focusing real well on it, but you really get a good idea of what it looks like. And so I love this. And of course, Nan has such wonderful stitch diagrams for the specialty stitches that she uses. So this was one of the things that I got. The second thing that I got, and I just got this the other day, I saw someone on the Artsy board on 123. Excuse me, I was running out of ink when I printed this, but it's a beautiful cardinal. It is pretty big in size. It'll be like 12.5 by 13 inches. But I thought it was beautiful with the holly leaves and the pine branches. Just really pretty. I love cardinals. They remind me of my brother. And I decided that I'm gonna, the Hannahdale one that I've just so thoroughly disgusted with that I started, and the thread that we got knotting, I'm not gonna finish that. I'm just not. But this is really something that I could get into doing this. It was $6.96, and I did get the electronic download on that. This one was $6, and it was by a new designer called Sweet Wing Studio. And it was Heaven and Nature. Let Heaven and Nature Sing. And I love it. So I got that. That was $6. And I saw some of the ornaments in these, and I went ahead and I purchased the 2020 and the 2021. But I got these at 123. They were $8.99 a piece. Plus I paid the shipping and handling on them. And I've marked the ones that caught my attention right away. I've been through this thing twice, so one thing I really like is I like this one here. And this one here that says Merry Christmas. I like that. And there were some cute dwarves in here, but I really like the blue dwarf up here. So, and there's a few others in there that I liked. Those were the ones I could really see myself stitching. Oh, this one was really pretty too. It's Bethlehem. So, plus I had to pay shipping and handling on it. So, the 2021 one didn't have as many that I really liked, but I do like this Santa. I think he's really, really cute. I think the back stitching really defines it, makes it look nicer. So free designs that I wanted to share with you. This is one, and this is how I found Sweet Wings. Sweet Wings had a really nice free design. It's still up. I saw it this morning. And it's got the shepherds down there and Bethlehem down there. And it says, the shepherds heard the story proclaimed by angel bright, how Christ, the Lord of glory, was born on earth tonight. And I loved it. I just loved it. This, I'm gonna... Anyway, you're going to hate me playing around with this light, but I tried to set it as to show off Gloria. This one's by iStitch. And it's a free design, and it's still up there. The link is below for that. I like that. I thought that was really cute. I've stitched an iStitch ornament last year that I really like. It said Season's Greetings on it. I keep looking at myself instead of into the camera. Apologies. This one is a free design. It's called My Frosty Friend, and it's by Blue Ribbon Designs. This is really, he is cute. Cute little snowman. He's a free design. And I'm going to have to show you the graph on this one because there was no stitched piece that I could print off. But you certainly can't. You can go and you can print off this design. It's on her blog and the link for it's below. I just thought this was really a cute Halloween design. I really did. I like the black cats and the boot and the pumpkin that looks like a house, a little gnome house. And this one was from a new designer. Actually, they have threads, and I love the threads. But it's called Color and Cotton, and it's called Let It Snow. And I love the use of the blue fabric. And then the hat was pink with some green, with a green striped brim. And the trees are really cute. So, those are all the freebies I wanted to share with you. And let's see here. What else did I want to share with you? Well, I wanted to talk about, I don't have New Year's resolutions. I don't like New Year's resolutions. I think that just sets you up for failure. But what I do like to do is I like to write down some goals that I have for the year. And not necessarily just stitching goals, but other things in my life. And I was really excited because I got a 20% off code for the Ascension Bible in a Year Bible. It's the paperback version, and so I got 2 of them, and I'm going to send one to my best friend because she's doing the Bible in a Year podcast with me. So that we will be able to read as we're listening to Father Mike. She's getting really close to being caught up with me because there's so many days. And I might listen to 3 podcasts or 4 podcasts a day and then not listen to it for a week. So, but the thing is, I keep going back to it. But my first resolution is that, or not resolution, my first goal for the year is to continue to listen to the Bible in a year and to grow closer in my relationship with the Lord. It's grown tremendously over this past year, and actually I'm up to day 141 out of 365, and I think I started in April or May. I never stick to anything, but I've stuck to that. And yes, there have been a week or maybe even a month that I didn't listen to it, but I always go back to it. And Father Mike never fails to inspire me. So that's something that's like my top goal for this year. My second goal would be to stitch every day. I know that I won't keep that, but it brings me so much peace and joy. Stitching is just like the light of my life. Of things, we're not talking like my dogs or my husband or my mother or my family. We're not talking about those things. We're talking about the thing that I enjoy doing the most in the whole world is stitching. If I could do all of my stitching, Skyping with my best friend, that would be even better, but I can't. So the third goal I have is to put more effort into cooking every day and to trying new recipes, which will lead me into this. I found a recipe, and I can't find it, and I had saved it in my Facebook, but unfortunately it's not showing up, so the privacy settings must have changed or something. But it was for using a Jiffy corn muffin mix and making Johnny cakes, and it was the one box of the mix, 2 eggs, and I believe a half a cup of milk. I went searching for the recipe, could not find it, searched the internet, could not find that exact recipe, but I think it would be pretty easy to figure out how much milk to put in there. I think it was a half cup, but so I'm going to try that. But in searching for it, I found a bunch of recipes using the Jiffy cake mixes or the Jiffy mixes. And I have like 10 boxes of the corn muffin mix, and I love their corn muffin mix. But also in those recipes, I found one for a taco, like a taco pie, and the crust of the pie was the corn mix, and then you put all your taco stuff on top of it. And then I found one for like a chili pie using that too, and they actually had the chili on the bottom and the corn mix on the top of the chili. So I've got a link to those the Jiffy mix baking mixes recipes down below. I thought I would share that with you. Also, and organize my kitchen. I have been organizing my kitchen, but most days I'm a lazy fat butt, and so I'm going to try not be a lazy fat butt so much. I can't help it. I'm not going to say I can't help it. I can't help it. So we're gonna work on changing that. And I know my husband would appreciate that. And actually, after my doctor's appointment, I'm going to come home and I'm going to try a recipe for peanut butter fudge. It's 2 ingredients, guys. 2. It is like a 16-ounce jar of peanut butter, and then like, what is it? Is it 12 ounces? The ready-to-spread vanilla frosting. Yeah. Put them in the microwave until they're sort of runny, and then just put them in a bowl, beat them together, pour them in your pan, and put them in the ice box. Or if you're like me and it's so cold outside, you can set them out in your sunroom until they harden. So I want to try that today. Don't want to get my blood sugar up, so that's why I didn't make it, because I would have eaten it, and then my blood sugar would have skyrocketed. So when he takes blood today at the doctor's office, I would have had to have gone back in for another blood test. So then the other thing I have as a goal is that I need to expand my DMC storage bin by 1 more. So I'll get that done sometime this year. And my 5th, and this is extremely doable, is that I want to even spend less on stash. And I am going to tally the dollars, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. You can tell I did not want to be honest with how much I spent this past 2 weeks, but when I do that, I don't feel good about it. I don't like being dishonest. I tell you I'm going to be truthful with you, and I'm going to be truthful with you. I spent a little over $50 on stash these past 2 weeks. And the other thing is that I have about $150 in gift certificates for CC & Company, which is our local cross-stitch shop. And what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use up, one of the gift certificates is like 2 years old. And I was not at CC & Company at all last year. So I need to use those to maybe like once a month or something like that. Go up there if there's something that I've seen that I really want. I can use that and go up there. See if Kathy's got it. Call her and ask her if she has it, so that I can purchase it with my gift certificates, because I keep thinking Kathy's going to close the shop, and if she closes the shop, my gift certificates aren't good anymore. Also, I was really sort of surprised. I had approved about 20 new members on Needle Free for All, which is my Facebook group, which posts like 2 free links to 2 free and legal cross-stitch designs each day, at least at this point. There was a group that I was on that I didn't really follow, but it was supposed to be free patterns, free cross-stitch patterns, you know, like freebies. But it got to the point where illegal copies were being traded back and forth on the Facebook group, and people were complaining to the administrators, and the administrators were completely absent, gone, in the wind. I don't know where they were. So somebody said that they were going to open up their own group, and should I do that, they said. And I said, you know, I understand, I did it, I have a group. And all of a sudden, all of these people started flooding in. So, and a lot of them didn't answer the questions, the membership questions. If you don't answer the membership questions, you don't get membership to my group. And I'm like a mama bulldog with my group. I want it to remain a really good group. So also, if you there is a search engine called DuckDuckGo, and they do not track your searches on the internet, and so I have them pinned up in my favorites bar, and I use DuckDuckGo. It's not that I'm going and looking for, you know, vulgar pornographic sites or anything like that. But, you know, things are just gotten very intrusive in the world, and people wanting to know your business. I don't care if anybody knows that I cross stitch and I visit cross stitch shops. Da 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 da. It's just the point. It's just the point. So the link to DuckDuckGo is below. And the links to the free designs I showed you are down below. And I think that that's about it. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot one thing. So I am going to put you on pause for a minute here. So here we are. This is from Corinthians 1. Chapter 10, verse 31. So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. And I love that, because I think about that a lot, about when I'm stitching. I want to do it perfect, although it never is. And we could also talk. We're gonna be eating some peanut butter fudge with gusto too. But I love that verse, because whatever you do in life, do it with the best of God's intention, and you will have nothing to regret then. So anyways, I will see you again in 2 weeks. Thank you for allowing me to mindlessly blather, to help me get some of this nervous or anxiety out of me from this doctor's appointment. Honestly, there isn't anything wrong with me, other than high blood pressure, which has to do with my weight. and a gimpy shoulder. Anyways, guys, I hope your new year gets off to the most wonderful of starts, and it continues on, and just do it for the glory of God. And God bless you. I love you, and may everything you do just be wonderful.